There's many ways to create an SEO blog with ChatGPT that are wrong. The key is that you need to make sure that ChatGPT works with your data and not the other way around. If not, you won't rank. You're about to learn how to use your own clustered keywords and how to make sure that ChatGPT uses semantic logic to create the blog outline of your article in 4 steps. And doing all this is going to take you 15 minutes. So let's get to it. Like always with SEO, it all starts with a keyword idea. So my client is an e-commerce that sells vapes and all related to vaping. So when I was brainstorming a little bit, I came up with this topic. I don't really know yet if it's a good keyword, if it's something I'm going to create an article about and so on, but that's what I'm going to figure out now. So what you have to do first is just search the keyword in Google. And there's no thinking involved here. This is the great thing. So what you essentially have to do is look at other competitors. They've done their SEO, they've done the work for you, and you're just trying to reverse engineer them to see, if it works. So very easy. What you have to do is search a keyword in Google and just copy the first result. Then you have to go to this tool right here, which is completely free. It's called Ahrefs Website Traffic Checker. And what you have to do here is in this bar, search bar, you just need to Control V and paste the result. Once it's done, you just check the traffic. It will take a few seconds. You might have to verify via Cloudflare, but we got what we wanted. If you scroll here, you want to ignore all of this. You don't really care too much now, but you want the actual keywords. Because it's a free tool, it's just going to give you 5 or 6 keywords, but that's good enough because we're going to do the same with the different competitors. So we get this and then we Control C to copy. And then you just have to open a completely fresh sheet and press Control V to copy the data. You can delete these 2 things, you don't need it. You just care about the keywords. So you essentially need to do this for the top 10 competitors. So you'll go to the second one, copy the link and do exactly the same thing. If you want to be faster and you have an Ahrefs premium account, you can go to Keywords Explorer and type your keyword right there. Then you just have to scroll all the way down and you'll essentially see the same search results. The next step is easy. You just open this thing right here and in organic keywords, you press Control and you click and it will open in a new tab. Here you can see all the keywords, more than 5 in this case, that this competitor ranks for. But what you actually want is only the ones in the top 10. So you open this filter and you apply it. Show results and we go from 148 to 43 keywords, which is pretty good. Then you just select all of them here and press copy. And you can go back to your sheets and just Control V to paste them right there. Like before, you'll do it for all of them. So the fast way to do it will be to just Control and open it, Control and open it, and so on. And then you just apply the top 10 filter in all of them and you'll copy them in your sheets. And essentially you should end up with a big list of keywords right here. Once you're done with that, it's really important that you erase the duplicates. So you just select here and go to Data, Data Cleanup, and then remove the duplicates. Yes, column A, remove them. Thank you very much. But we're not done here. And if you were to create an article targeting all those keywords, you will be doing a mistake. This is why Christmas has come earlier and I have found a clustering tool that is completely free. Keep in mind that these tools, as per my knowledge right now, they normally are not free and they're quite costly actually, but this one is free. So you just have to go to your sheets and Control Shift down to copy all your keywords right here. Then go to the free clustering tool called Content Gecko Free SERP Keyword Clustering. And right here, just paste all your keywords. Then you have to put your target country and target language. And then make sure you put 3 here. Normally it will pre-select 2, but 3 works better for me. And if you want, you can put your actual website so it will cluster the keywords relative to your website and it will tell you where you rank with those keywords. Once you're done, create clusters and it normally takes around 1 to 5 minutes. And then you can put your email right here and they will send them to you. Once it's done, you'll get this email right here and you just have to press here to download the spreadsheet in your computer. Go back to your master sheets and go to File, Import, Upload, Browse, and then right there in Downloads, in my case, there's the file and you let it load. It should be pretty quick. And then you just press Create New Sheet. It's actually going to add 2 tabs, Keywords and Clusters. You don't care about keywords. You want to go to Clusters right here. And it will probably look, depending on what keywords you add, something similar to this. This is important. I have a video going in detail on how to interpret these data right here, so you can see it in screen. But essentially what we did here is try to identify what keywords you should target in your page and what keywords you should not, because they have a different intent. So we have the clusters here, and then we have the keywords that will go inside the cluster right here. If we look at the clusters, you can see that the one we were looking for, which is the longest lasting vape, is right here, and surprisingly enough is the biggest cluster with the most keywords, 59 in them. If you click inside and then you look at all the keywords in here, you can see that just by looking at it, all the keywords more or less mean something similar or the same, so they have a similar intent. But if you look at another cluster like this one, you can see it has a sort of different intent. One is the longest lasting disposable vapes, and then here the person is not asking generically which one is the longest lasting, but how long does a vape that has these puffs last? So in my opinion, if two different people were searching this, they want something slightly different. So now we know that with our page, we want to target these keywords right here, and if we wanted to target these keywords right here, we should do it with a different page. And targeting everything in one page would be a mistake. For the next step, you need two things. These sheets right here and these docs right here with some magic prompts. And guess what? You don't need to do the work. I'm going to give them away for free. So just go to colinseo.com/free and you'll see your templates here. You just need to put your name, your email, select this, and instantly you'll receive an email that looks like this. So the templates you need for these videos are these sheets right here and these docs right here. When you open it, just make sure you press allow access right there. Then go back to your master sheets with your keywords, and in the cell with the keywords you selected and you press Ctrl H. Then you need to find comma space and replace with this bar. Then select specific range and replace all. As you can see, they've all become like that. So now you just click in and do Ctrl A, Ctrl C. And then you have to go to this cell and just press Ctrl Shift V and boom, magically all the keywords are going to be in a column thanks to this super formula, which is super simple. Next, I want you to get that first keyword right there and press Ctrl C to copy it. And then go to the main prompt, which actually has 4 prompts as per now here. In the future, there might be more. So there's a lot of information for it to work, and there's a variable that needs to change, of course, which is the target keyword. So I've defined that as X. Okay, so we can just use the Ctrl H feature again. We do Ctrl H and we say find this, and replace with this, Ctrl V, this. Should be 16 times as per now. In the future, it might be more, and then replace all. And for all the instances where it had to be changed, which keep in mind is not this is okay. It only has to be changed in the parts that has these X and these. Okay, so now it has been replaced by that. That's super crucial. Then you need to make sure you get a location changer so it mimics the location. I use this one from SE ranking and the Google location changer, and you just need to paste that same keyword there and then put a country, and you need to put also the specific state or city. If not, it doesn't work. And then you just have to open here to open the results in that specific location. Now for the last bit of magic, you need 2 tools, which are Chrome extensions. One of them is this one, SERP snippet structure by getindex.io, which will let you copy all the results in one click, and detailed SEO extension, which I use it for many other things than this, but this is pretty crucial, and is to get the PAA questions right here. Now, let's transfer all this data in the Google results to our master sheets. So first you want to go here, and if you have the extension and you reload, you should see this box here, okay? Sometimes it'll be here, sometimes up here, maybe down. Keep that in mind, okay? You just need to select and put extraction level 3rd, okay? 3rd level is the magic number for me. And essentially you can see it's opening all of them manually for you. And when it's done, it will download a CSV automatically, okay? Boom, you can see it here, just save it. Then you have to go back to your sheets that you downloaded for free and go to this column right here that has this sign, okay? Make sure you copy it and then you go to the SERPs. Now this is important. Make sure you select the last word, you put the tab there from your keyword vapes, okay? And now select everything after, delete it, and then Ctrl V, paste the thing that I added there, okay? And then you press enter, and it's gonna do, what it's gonna do is actually gonna force Google to show 22 results instead of 8 or 10, okay? For our super extension to work. So now that you've done that, you need to open your extensions up here. You'll see SERP snippet extractor, and you literally just have to click it. It's magic. Now, the last step is you go back here, and then you need to open your sheets. You go to File, Import, and Upload, just like before. And then you select that PAA CSV that detailed SEO gave you, and then you place it in a new sheet. Import data, few seconds, good to go. You'll see all this data here, and now without doing anything else, you go to column H and press Ctrl+Shift+V. And boom, it has copied all the results, in this case around 22 or so, and this is what you want. Now we're ready to use ChatGPT for some SEO magic. There you go, we have ChatGPT. I strongly recommend that you do this task with ChatGPT 4. As per now, it's just 20 euros a month or so, and I'll use it so many times for so many different things. So I recommend it to pay the premium version, but if not, you can just use 3.5. But it's not as good, it doesn't understand semantics as well. And for this task, it's really important. So now what you want to do, just to be a little bit more efficient, is just split the screen, put this one right here, then go to your master docs with the prompt and put it up there as well. And finally put the tab with your sheet right there. So it's divided into thirds. There we go. One recommendation I want to give you that I'm not going to do in this video is that you zoom out all three of them as much as possible so you can see all of it, okay? The reason why I'm not going to do it is because in YouTube, you'll not be able to see what I'm doing. You have to like look down like that, okay? But just keep that in mind because the fact that it's so zoomed in is going to make you waste a bit of time because you have to scroll and so on, okay? So it's much faster if you just zoom out. For example, I normally do this, 50, and then you can see more of it. Same here, okay? But let me go back to normal. So now you want to go to that tab right here that had the PAA questions, and then go to the second cell and then Ctrl+Shift down and copy all of them. Now you want to go to the first prompt. This prompt, what it's going to do is going to categorize by semantics which of these keywords are relevant and irrelevant relative to our topic, which is the one we gave here of long-lasting disposable vapes. So you're going to make sure that you don't add irrelevant stuff in your content, outline, and blog, okay? So replace the X, Ctrl+Shift+V, and all will be pasted there. And then scroll to the bottom until you see the second prompt in green and just select the whole thing without the title, okay? Ctrl+C, and then go to ChatGPT, paste it. Thank you very much. Do the work for me. Now, to be quick, what I'll do here while this is going, and make sure that it's going, I will start to do the next action that you have to do, but I'm not going to show it in this video because I want to go step by step and not confuse you. But just keep in mind that to reach that 10 to 15 minute goal to do this whole task, you kind of have to do it fast. So while one thing is going on, you should do the other thing at the same time, okay? So if I open just for a sec ChatGPT here to see what it did, you can see that it has separated relevant and irrelevance, okay? So essentially what you will have to do then is select all the relevant ones and then go to the first tab right here and in questions, Ctrl+Shift+V. What you can do here too is in the irrelevance, just because I don't trust ChatGPT, make sure you do a quick scan to see if there's something that is indeed actually relevant, okay? Because you really don't want to miss relevant stuff, okay? So this is a filter that if it's not in relevant, the next prompt is not gonna consider it, okay? So keep that in mind, just a quick check, good to go. Now we're gonna steal things from their competitors. Very easy as well. You just go to URL and select all the URLs without even looking, you don't care. And then you press Ctrl+C and then you go to the main tab right here. In this cell here, you just press Ctrl+Shift+V. And then without clicking anything else, you press Ctrl+C again to copy it. And in this one right here, we're gonna transpose what you copied. So you press right click, paste special and transpose, and boom, it has copied the vertical and has pasted in horizontal. And that magic formula you just saw, something just appeared out of nowhere and didn't touch anything, is magic. And so it's this formula here is essentially extracting the SEO title, H1, H2s and H3s of whatever URL you put up here. So essentially the skeleton of everything that our competitors have written. In the past, I would have looked at everything right here and selected manually what's relevant for me, but you don't need that anymore because ChatGPT. So all you have to do is just select until the end, until the last one, where is it here, and then select all the way down, okay? Normally, if you go until 100, the cell 100, that'll be fine, okay? So select until there and press Ctrl+C. Go to the initial tab that you paste the competitors and then go there. And very important that you click up here to paste whatever you're going to paste inside the cell. Ctrl+V, and even if it looks a little scary, that's fine because you will use a formula to make sense of this data. So go to the main sheets and in the top A1, we have a lovely formula right there. So we go Ctrl+A, Ctrl+C to copy it, and then we go back here. And in the cell below the crazy thing you pasted that it looks scary, just paste that formula, okay? And you can see selecting V3, okay? What you have to do is change this for whatever cell is up here. If this one that we add in the formula in is P27, the one above is obviously P26. So we change that for P26 and press enter. Boom. Now we have all this crazy thing inside one column. So we select the first one, Control Shift down, and then Control C, Control Shift V. We did that to take off the formula and paste the actual values, as you can see there. And then just add a filter. Now press the up arrow and then the bottom arrow again, and you'll see the beginning of the whole thing. Select here, and just to save a little bit of time for ChatGPT, delete the blanks and then delete anything that has the formula NA. And on the way, if you see irrelevant stuff, obviously that means nothing, you can just clear it too, okay? And press OK. Now that you're there, Control Shift down, Control C. And we go back to ChatGPT, and it's very important that you open a new chat right here. Don't do everything in the same chat, okay? Because it has a memory and it could do some mistakes. So new chat, and actually I was forgetting, very important that you go to your main prompt right here, and now you press just Control Z to go back, and then here now delete the X and Control Shift V, and we've pasted all the competitor stuff, okay? And it's essentially the same thing. We actually use the first prompt 2 times to categorize both the questions and the competitor stuff. Control C, and we paste it to ChatGPT, enter, do the work for us. To save you a bit of time too, what you can do is the moment it starts to add irrelevance, you can sort of stop ChatGPT because you really care about the relevant ones, okay? So you can just stop it there. In case you want to do what I said of scanning, then you need to let it finish. But with competitors, it's not really worth it. Normally, the thing of scanning is more worth with the questions. So now competitor stuff, relevant, is it all good? Yes, Control C. And we go right here. And yes, you guessed right, we put it under competitors, Control Shift and V. Now we've got all our data, and ChatGPT has saved us time with irrelevant and relevant stuff. Now the last step is to blend all this together to get the super SEO content blog post. Boom, we are back on our prompt. So right here, just press Control Z to go back and clean up the first prompt. And we go to our lovely second prompt, which is actually crucial and is going to help with semantics. So right here, you want to copy the data in the 3 columns. So Control Shift down, Control C, and then I use Alt and Tabulator, I think it's called, to change to the other tab. Delete the X, Control Shift V, paste it. And now, again, one more time. Shift, pop, 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 bim, boom. I say bim, boom, so I don't say Control Shift all the time. Bim, bam, boom, let's go. Okay. Looking long, but don't worry, it's gonna be okay. So now we just select, this one's a bit shorter, everything right here, Control C. We change now to ChatGPT and we open a new tab. There you go. And this one is really saving us a lot of time, okay? Essentially what this prompt does is it looks at all the data right here that's already similar, okay? It's not exactly the same, not everything is the same, but it's similar. And what I've asked it is to divide it into semantic groups. So it looks at each word and it puts it together in the same group if it means exactly or a very, very similar thing than, you know, the name of the group. And if it doesn't, then it will put it into a different group. So as you can see here, these are all, you know, the variations of which one lasts longest, which one, and more or less the same stuff. But if we look at the second group, this group means semantically something different than here because people are searching for the specific paths and amount and so on. And then the third means something a little bit different and so on. Keep in mind that sometimes this will depend a lot in different keywords that you add, but sometimes group might not necessarily mean something completely different. As you can see, in my opinion, group 1 and group 3 mean more or less the same. So they could have been one group, but essentially it doesn't really matter. We're just saving time. And here normally, especially the list is long, ChatGPT will stop and say, I stopped, sorry. But luckily you can continue generating as per today. So we see it's added 4 or 5 groups. You can see that these groups are slightly different. And now what you want to do is select all the groups and to the first one right here, boom, and then go back to the prompt. Control Z to clean things up several times. And then we go to the final prompt that is going to create the content outline for you. Here's what you were waiting for. So you have to go here. I made it really big and you press double click and you press Control V, not Shift V, Control V. There it is. It doesn't matter, it looks weird, that's okay. Scroll all the way down. This is the crazy prompt. It's so long because there's so many nuances I told it to do and not to do. And as you can see, I gave it one example of how I want it to look essentially, which you should normally do with ChatGPT prompts. You should give examples of what you want. It takes a bit of time to do, but if it's a prompt that is going to help you so much, it's worth putting the time. So new chat, Control V, there you go. Let's see what it does. As you can see here, it's literally magical. I wanted to show you how it is because it's doing exactly what I said with the structure that we want and so fast. Like, look at this. Let's see how it looks when it's finished. Boom, let's go. I think it literally was like 30 seconds. So just go all the way down and select until the H1, okay? Control C. Then I just want you to open a new docs. My quick way to do it is just docs.new and it will do it. You don't have to go to Drive and all this, okay? Nice, looking fresh. And now you want to do Control V, not Shift. And it will look scary, don't worry, but we're now going to do Control A, take off this formatting right here. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, she transferred the formatting to inside the actual docs file. For my internal process in my agency, I don't want that. I want the developers to know this way. So if that happens and you don't want it, you can also Control A again. And then here, make sure that everything becomes a normal text. And you can see now it's normal text, not an H1. Now, the final step is to let ChatGPT give us the SEO data, like description, slug, and so on. So we go back to our prompt, Control Z, it looks good. And then the prompt right here, you do Control V, no need for Shift, there it is. And boom, select up here, Control C, and new chat with chat. This one's gonna be really quick. It takes literally 3 seconds. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, boom. Oh, almost more like 5 or 10 seconds. Okay, there it is. That's a good start. Okay, so now we get this, Control C, and we go back to our docs. And I normally like to put it up here, Control Shift V, perfect. So if you were to post this in your website, it will probably work pretty well. You've done, I would say, from 100 to 80% of what you need to do. In my agency, I have a crucial step because I take care of very important clients that require a level of care that is very high. That is going through this and manually change different things. For example, I would manually improve my SEO title if I think what ChatGPT has given is not great. I will change the order based on user psychology. So I try to imagine that I'm the user and maybe ChatGPT put things in the bottom down here that should be up there. And I do other advanced things like re-angling, changing the context, sprinkling keywords, adding topical keywords, and a few more things. The issue is that this is actually quite dense and takes a bit of time to learn. So if you're interested in learning this, make sure you obviously subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my newsletter, which I send advanced videos only to subscribers. Essentially, you're already subscribed if you downloaded the templates, but just for you to know that if you stay subscribed, you probably get information about this. So essentially, what you have to do with this is 2 things. The first one, I strongly recommend that a human writes this, okay? It would be better if it's a good writer and is someone that's interested and knows about the topic. So what you see here is all the skeleton of what you need to write per section based on our data from our keywords and competitors. So here, not only we are targeting the need that people have when they search the keyword, we're also targeting the different needs that people had. And we know that by the different keywords in the cluster, the PA questions and competitors content. And this is what I call giving value that people expect and going the extra mile, and giving value that people would not know when they search, but if they were to see that, they will be like, okay, yeah, this is helpful. So it's not just about targeting the need that people have, long-lasting vapes and that's it. It's going the extra mile. But it's very important, and this is what I make sure with a human check, that you don't talk about different topics that should be targeted in another page. We're already making sure of that with our clustering, but keep in mind that we did give a bit of freedom to ChatGPT to say if something's relevant or irrelevant. So it could essentially have mentioned something as relevant that if we look at the SERPs and think SEO wise, it should actually be targeted in another page. So another thing I do sometimes is if I see that something should be targeted in another page, I take it off, because we want to avoid cannibalization. And these bullet points you see right here is essentially the information ready for a writer to see and understand what they need to write inside each option. The second option, of course, is that you write it with AI. So what you could do is create a prompt that writes it for you, but now it's already more advanced because instead of saying ChatGPT, write an article about this and that's it, you can do it on a per section basis. So you can give this and say, write an article about this, blah, 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 do a better prompt. I don't have a prompt to give you because I don't use AI with my clients. But yeah, that would be another option, but I don't recommend it. Well, so now it's your turn. Let's go.